गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसि नः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च। मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनं। गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं। गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतेस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि अस्तु so we have to we did until 21.
21 we have to do by
20 we have to do 21 now.
We have to do 21. Okay.
Yes.
Start beginning.
Okay. पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गे सङ्गोऽस्य सतसद्योनि जन्मसु पुरुषः प्रकृतिः स्थः हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गः अस्य सदसद्योनि जन्मसु पुरुषः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन प्रकृतिः इकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन स्थः प्रकृतिस्थः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन हि अव्यय भुङ्क्ते भुज् धातु प्रथम पुरुष एकवचन लट् लकारः प्रकृतिजान् द्वितीया विभक्ति बहुवचन गुणान् द्वितीया विभक्ति बहुवचन कारणं प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन गुणसङ्गः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन अस्य षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचन सदसद्योनि जन्मसु सप्तमी विभक्ति एकवचन पदार्थः पुरुषः जीवः प्रकृतिस्थः प्रकृति परिणामे देहे स्थितः प्रकृतिजान् प्रकृतिसम्भवान् गुणान् सुखदुःखादीन् भुङ्क्ते अनुभवति सदसद्योनि जन्मसु साध्वसाधु योगी निजनेषु गुणसङ्गः शब्दादिषु विषयेषु तज्ज्ञान साधनेषु इन्द्रियेषु वा आसक्तिः अन्वय पुरुषः हि प्रकृतिस्थः प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् भुङ्क्ते अस्य गुणसङ्गः सदसद्योनि जन्मसु कारणम् तात्पर्यं शरीरं प्रकृतेः परिणामः तदभिन्नतया स्थितः पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थ सत्त्वादि गुणानां कार्यभूतान् सुखदुःखादीन् अनुभवति सः कदाचित् देवादिषु साधु योनिषु जाताः सत्त्वगुणस्य फलं सुखम् अनुभवति कदाचित् पश्वादिषु असाधुयोनिषु जातः तमोगुणस्य फलं दुःखम् अनुभवति कदाचित् साध्वसाधु योनेषु मनुष्येषु जातः रजोगुणफलं सुखदुःखमिश्रम् अनुभवति। एवं सत्त्वादिगुणस्य मोहानाम् अनुभवे कारणं तस्य पुरुषस्य शब्दादिषु विषयेषु तज्ज्ञानसाधनेषु वा इन्द्रियेषु आसक्तिः। सा आसक्तिः अत्र गुणसङ्गशब्देन उच्यते। माध्वमतम्। जीवात्मा प्रकृतिजं शरीरम् अधिष्ठाय तन्निर्मितान् सुखदुःखादीन् अनुभवति। तस्मात् सुखादिभोगः यथार्थः इति अङ्गीकार्यम्। उत्तम-नीच शरीरसम्बन्धे सत्त्वादिगुणसम्बन्धः निमित्तं भवति। व्याकरणं प्रकृतौ तिष्ठतीति प्रकृतिस्थः कर्तरि का प्रत्ययः उपपदसमासश्च। प्रकृतेः जाताः इति प्रकृतिजाः तान् प्रकृतिजान्। कर्तरि डा प्रत्ययः उपपदसमासश्च। गुणेषु संगः सप्तमी तत्पुरुषः। सती च असती च सदसती द्वन्द्वसमास। सदसती योनि सदसद्योनि कर्मधारय समास। सदसद्योन्योः जन्मनि सदसद्योनि जन्मनि तेषु सप्तमी तत्पुरुष समास.
So here in the Madhvamatam it clearly says Jivatma. So here the Purushaha we have to consider as Jivatma. So then we will understand clearly. So Purushaha means the Jivatma, Prakritistaha, being in the Prakriti, being a part of Prakriti, Bhunkte, he will enjoy, the Jivatma will enjoy. What will it enjoy? Prakritijan Gunan. So the gunas that are born from the Prakriti. Karanam. The Karanam also is because of the Prakriti. And Guna Sangaha. And the attachment to these gunas which are born from the Prakriti. And the reason also is because of the Prakriti, the gunas. Like, say for example, for Prithvi, it is the smell. Is the guna of the earth. For Akasha, it is Shabdaha. Like that, all the Panchabhutas have guna. So these are all related to the Prakriti. So these are the gunas. So this attachment to the gunas, we are able to enjoy the smells. We are able to enjoy the sounds. We are able to enjoy the taste. Like this, every gunas that we have are part of the Prakriti. So the Jivatma is enjoying all this. The attachment to the Prakriti, the gunas of the Prakriti, the reason, the Karanam for those, the gunas to be able to give that kind of enjoyment. So because of the attachment again. Why all this is happening? Why is the Jivatma able to enjoy? Because of the attachment that it has with the Prakriti. If there is no attachment, then this kind of enjoyment with the Indriyas will not be there. There will be another kind of enjoyment, which is atitam to all the Indriyas. And Sad Asadyonija Janmasu. So the birth in good and evil. So whether it is born into a good womb or an evil womb, still of that birth. So whether we are doing good things and enjoying, indulging ourselves in doing good things and enjoying, or whether some people will be doing bad things and still enjoying. So no matter what kind of birth that Jivatma gets, it is still indulging in all these senses, all these gunas, because of the attachment that it has with the Prakriti. And why is it having? Because of the ignorance. So still that knowledge has not occurred. Before the knowledge occurs, all this happens to the Jivatma. So here, what is the Kriya Padam?
भुङ्क्ते
भुङ्क्ते. कः भुङ्क्ते?
प्रकृतिस्थः पुरुषः
पुरुषः. पुरुषः भुङ्क्ते. कीदृशः पुरुषः? प्रकृतिस्थः पुरुषः. Means the Purushaha who is in the Prakriti, who is situated in the Prakriti.
Yes.
Prakritistaha is he who is situated in the Prakriti. So that is Visheshana. Kan bhunkte?
Prakriti jan gunan.
Gunan bhunkte. Kidrishan gunan, Prakritijan gunan.
Yes.
So he enjoys. Here bhunkte is indulging into those gunas. The second part of the sentence?
Karanam sangosya sadasadyoni janmasu.
So here sadasatyoni janmasu will be the adhikarana. Means where is he enjoying all these? In the birth. In whichever birth that he gets, in that birth he is able to enjoy. Otherwise the Jivatma cannot enjoy. Without a Sharira, the Jivatma cannot enjoy. Sharira means Prakriti.
Prakriti, yes.
So the Atma, when it is situated in the body, which is Prakriti, so the Purusha, when it is situated in the Prakriti, that is the Sharira, because of the attachment, Gunasangaha and Karanam, Asya Karanam or Asya Gunasangaha, because of these, it is enjoying.
Yes. Asya Gunasangaha sadasadyoni janmasu Karanam.
So here actually it is experiencing the gunas, and because of these, the attachment to these gunas, it is again getting the birth.
Yes.
Okay, that is how we need to take. So here the gunasangaha karanam bhavati. So here asya gunasangaha karanam bhavati. Okay.
Yes.
So first is gunan bhunkte. So jivatma prakritijan gunan bhunkte.
Yes.
So it will indulge in the gunas. And because of this indulgence, the gunasangaha will happen. Gunasangaha karanam bhavati. That attachment will form. Because whenever you indulge into something, unknowingly that attachment will form.
Yes.
So we have to learn to enjoy certain things without having the attachment. Like attachment with your children, say for example. It is very easy to get attached. And especially when the child is born, such as cute little baby, right? So
yes.
who cannot get attached to a baby?
Yes.
He will get attached. But here we have to learn to enjoy that living being without getting attached. Once we indulge in those senses, that cute sounds that they make, whatever things that they do, all these, when we get attached, or those become the reason. If we are not observant, those will become the reason for our attachment, and because of that, we will again be born. We will again be born. So whatever we are doing, there is no rule that we should not enjoy. We have to enjoy. We have to enjoy like without any attachment. With whatever, like we raise a plant, we get attached to it. We raise an animal, we get attached to it. These are all at least living things. Sometimes we buy something, we get attached to it. If it gets spoiled, we go depression. We go into depression. So all this is because of the attachment. You enjoy it while it is there. You take good care of it without any expectation, because only when there is expectation that attachment comes. I have raised my son so well. How come he's not taking care of me? Or how come he's not calling me every day? That kind of, again, Sukham and Dukkham also will happen. If he is taking care, that Sukham will be there. If he is not taking care, that Dukkham will be there. But why all this? Why should he do anything? It is because of our expectation. Whether
But
he
without
does...
attachment, we cannot express our feelings also, isn't it?
No, not like that. So say, for example, look at it like this. You are walking on a street, you come across a person who is a very small child without any food. Okay, they are struggling there. She is unable to even walk because she did not have food for so many days. What will you do? You will offer whatever you have.
Yes.
Such a small child, it is so hot or it is raining or whatever the weather conditions are, that child is helpless. What will you do? You will, if the child is capable of walking, you will take that child to a safe place and give her some food for immediate comfort. And then you will check to see where you can hand over the child. Now, did you do that with some kind of attachment or just, as a human, you reacted? You thought it was your duty as a human being to at least attend to the basic needs of another human being.
That is when the person is not familiar to us, we will do that. But we cannot do it
like that only you have to do for everybody. Like that only we have to do with everybody.
That development is very difficult, madam.
It is difficult, but these days, like, that is what they keep telling. Because in the previous generation, it was different. In this generation, what is happening? Kids are exposed to social media so much. They are getting all their answers there. They are no longer discussing anything with the parents.
Yes.
So what should the parent do? If they do like how the previous generation did, if they are simply sitting and lecturing, no kid will listen because they already know where to get the information. So they will not listen to you. If they are kind enough, they will simply nod their head and nothing will go into their head. They will simply pretend that they are listening to you. They will do whatever they want. Now, what is the goal of the parent? To make sure the child is depending on a reliable source, whether it is a friend or internet or some book or a teacher or a neighbor's kid or somebody, whoever that source is. We don't even know who that source is. But as a parent, what do I want? I want my child to get correct information from whomever it may be.
Yes.
But we don't know who they are seeking out that information from. Are they looking out on the internet or are they asking some random friends or classmates or teachers? These days, because of the such wide internet exposure and on internet, same thing will be, both arguments will be there. Like somebody will say, eat only protein diet. Very next video, somebody will say, don't eat protein at all. Another website will say, carbohydrates is the biggest enemy. Another video you watch, they will say, no, carbohydrate is a must. So with so much of contradictory information that is available, unless we are very vigilant and use our own knowledge in assessing which one to follow, we will be getting into the wrong information, right? So whoever is providing that information to our child, they also should have that capability. If they read somewhere something and pass on that information to whoever is available or around them, they will be unnecessarily putting them in the wrong path. So it is even more important for our generation to keep that connection with the children. Because we don't know what kind of information is coming their way. It is very difficult to even understand where they are getting their information from. So unless we also behave like a friend, like how friends behave. How do they behave? They agree with whatever you say most of the times. They share similar things. They don't give lectures. and they confide. If it is a good friend, they will confide whatever you share.
Yes.
So like that, we have to behave with them. As a parental instinct, once they say, you know what, I saw this video, they say that I should not eat any carbohydrates, so I stopped eating carbohydrates. Immediately, our parental instinct will come and say, no, 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 you should not avoid carbohydrates completely.
Yeah.
But the minute we say that, what will the child do? Okay, my mom is so old fashioned, she doesn't know this updated information. So that is why she's telling like that. So what will they do? They will pay a deaf ear. Simply they will say, okay, okay, and then they'll again start following.
Yes.
So if the parent is if the parent wants the child to be on the healthy track, what we should do is we should simply listen. No reaction whatsoever. And oh, that is interesting to know. So, where did you get this information? I also would like to check out and see if it is helpful for me. Something like that. And we need to take the resource, check it out, and then, if possible, suggest. Because once we look at the resource, we will understand whether it is genuine or not. So, then we should help them to identify if that resource is genuine or not. See, I also follow some information that is available on the internet, but I don't follow every information that is available. I only look at research websites or government websites, research papers written by actual, scholars from a university. So if we try to tell them that, then because they are also smart and they are educated kids, they will slowly understand. We should not force them again. We should simply put it in a way that as a suggestion. So I would look at such websites rather than this, because these days everybody wants to get fame instantly. So they will be posting whatever they feel is correct, but many opinions are there. And again, what works for one person may not work for another person, because all humans are not the same, right? Because their body constitution can be different. So if somebody simply says carbohydrates is not good, you cannot simply, that is not universal. We should see who said that, why they said that, for what kind of people that diet is not good, or for what kind of people that diet is good. That also we have to tell the children. So there is no one universal formula for anybody. So we have to follow this, and then we have to throw in a small information from our texts. Like, you know what, all this came in today, but in Ayurveda text, it is given back then about the different types of body, how to identify, and what are the things that are suitable for that kind of body. So this science is already there. It is being presented a little differently here, something like that. We have to make a very educated conversation rather than simply saying,
forcing them to what we say.
no, 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 this is not right, that is not right. Instead of that, we have to do that.
Yes.
We have to do that. So when will you be able to do that? If you let your emotions take over your mind, which is called the attachment, the minute a person has attachment, the mind will not work the way it should. It will be emotionally trapped. So the emotions will take over. And once the emotions come to the forefront, all the drama happens.
Yes.
And then the relation, like I said, it may not work in our favor. Whatever we want the child to have, the right thing, that will not happen because our emotion will take over.
Yes.
I have practically seen this too many times within my own family. They get overly emotional, and what happens is the child will stop sharing because they only see the drama. They don't see a parent who is trying to understand what they are saying. So what happens is they will stop sharing. They will stop sharing, and that distance will, on the surface level, everything looks very good, like very loving, very caring, everything. But
they will maintain the distance.
While making a decision, they will make their own decisions. They don't discuss with you because they feel that they feel that whatever you are going to tell will not be of any help to them.
Yes.
So I have practically seen with a few of my family members, which at the right time, actually, it came as a very big surprise to me. So which actually helped me when I was dealing with my children. I understood that very well. So it is difficult, like you said, it is difficult, but you have to tell yourself, if I am not going to control myself,
yes, that is.
I'm not going to make any progress. So that comes with automatically, that comes with a kind of detachment. You have to practice that kind of detachment, in the sense, not that you don't love them. You do love them. See, people find it very difficult to relate attachment and love, detachment and love. They think love means attachment.
Not
and the minute we say we should not be attached, then they feel that, oh, we should not love them. Or how can one be detached while loving them? So this one, even I faced it. Even I had a little difficulty. But I understood it. Of course,
Yes.
there will be some moments where still, you take over, your emotions will take over. But majority of the times, if you are able to understand that, I think it will work out very well. And
Yes.
what I have also noticed is children are very smart. They observe you very well.
Yes.
So whatever you want them to do, you have to first start doing it. So automatically, while they are watching, since they have been watching you for so long, it will come to them sooner or later. It may not appear immediately, but eventually you will understand that that will be there. See, that is how cultures are built, right?
Yes.
Why are people from a certain region cook in a particular way, whereas other people cook a little differently? Why is because it has been done in that way for so long that the same habitually it is passed on. So the daughters or the children will watch their mothers do it. So automatically they will do it the same way. That combination of food items that they use together, right? It is a very habitual thing. Even within one region also, there are small changes from one family to another family. Why? Because in that family, that is how they are used to doing. So how did it come? By observation only. They have seen it so many times. They have eaten it so many times in that way. So they tend to like it that way. That is as simple as that. Behavior also similar. That is why they say that people, because many times men hit women, right? In many cultures, men hit women. So they say that in a boy who grows up in a family watching his father abusing his mother, he will also become like that.
Yes.
Many times, not always. Many times he will end up like that. So that is because he has been watching that from his childhood, even before he knew what is right or wrong. So it is stuck in his head that, oh, so this is how the woman should be treated. So that kind of, in many cases, that will happen. Not everyone. Some people will actually be averse and they behave very oppositely. When they see their father abusing their mother, they will feel very bad and they will make sure that they won't do the same thing twice. That also is there.
That also is there, yes.
That also is there. That also, why it is there? Because that child has been observing. Because he observed, either you take this way or that way. That decision making again depends on many other factors.
Yes.
But at least that observation is there. So similarly here also, that observation will be there, and that detachment also should be there. Only when the detachment is there, only when the detachment is there, we will be able to move forward. The Jivatma will be able to move forward. Otherwise, it will again come back. come back for rebirth. So detachment does not mean not loving. That emotional quotient will be very less. It should be very less. That is what Paramatma has been telling, right? If you look at Paramatma in every being, then what will happen? Automatically, you will start loving everybody. Why? Because you are seeing the Paramatma in them.
Yes.
Once you start seeing Paramatma in them, you will obviously, how can you disrespect them? If you remember that at every moment, in every life, even though you are scared, a tiger comes. Now, I'm not saying when a tiger comes to you, I am looking at Paramatma, so I should not be afraid of it. No, not like that. Paramatma is there in that tiger, but right now, this tiger has some qualities of its own which can harm you. So you have to stay away from it.
Yes.
But we have to remember that still Paramatma is there. So we should not harm that animal unnecessarily. For our own defense, that is a different thing. That totally is a different thing. Hopefully, we will not get into a situation where we have to harm another animal for our safety. But let us assume that. But otherwise, what I'm saying is, we have to look at every being. So right now, what is happening? We are looking at or assuming that Paramatma is there only within our family. When it comes to a stranger, we are not able to see that. That is the reason why we don't feel that attachment, is why we are thinking. And even within our family members, we are attached. Whether we are able to see Paramatma in them or not is a different thing. We are simply attached because they are our flesh and blood.
Yes.
But we should go beyond that. So how do we go beyond that? We have to start the kind of thinking like they are only our flesh and blood. Which that flesh and blood will be destroyed anyways. So then what is the relation between you and that person once the flesh and blood is gone? So what happens? So once the Jivatma leaves the body, which is the flesh and blood, what becomes of it? That we have to start thinking. As long as we are in this Sharira, because they are our flesh and blood, we will perform our duties. Nothing wrong. But we don't have to be so emotionally connected that we are forgetting about taking care of our Jivatma. Taking care of our Jivatma. Because this body is not permanent. The Jivatma will come out of it. And then where will it go? Why are we not thinking about that? Why are we only stuck in this about this body? We are working till the last breath. We are working for our family only, even when it is not necessary because of those attachments. So when are we going to work on ourselves so that when the body is left behind, the Jivatma will know where to go? The Jivatma will make a very good progress into the next step. Whether even if it is going to have another birth, it will be a progress. So this in this birth, it did certain things. Because of the progress that it did, means the sadhana that it did, that the Jivatma did. In the next life, it will move one step up. If we don't do that sadhana now, we will be again stuck at the same level in another birth also. So the births will come and go. But we are not climbing the steps. We are still in the same step. That part we all are forgetting. So we are so engulfed in this day-to-day things that we are forgetting to work. So we have to set aside some time. How can we set aside some time? Only when the detachment is there. Only when the detachment is there. Okay, so now I need 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever it is, I need to work on my own spiritual aspect. So you take care of yourself. You try to do your own work by yourself. I'm not going to be there. So we have to come aside, close the doors, sit in our room and focus on how to make that spiritual progress, how to focus. That itself is detachment. Now that does not say that you don't love your child. right? You don't love your family or whoever it is, not only child, it need not be only child all the time. Whoever it is, we do our duty, but we have to draw a line where that unnecessary interaction
Emotions.
will be there.
Yes.
Even the interaction, see, people simply sit and talk. So they think it is impolite to go and have some time of our own. Especially in our culture, that has always been there. When we have children and family around, especially the woman of the house, she cannot say, I need 1 hour time. And she cannot go aside and do her own thing. Constantly, it has to be towards the family only. If she goes like that, it will be a very big thing in the family, right?
Yes, yes.
What else can you have to do other than do something for the family? That is the kind of thinking many people have. Of course, now it is changing, but still it is there. It is very much prevalent.
Yes.
So we should have the courage to still take that time. After all, we have provided everything. So leaving them alone for some time is not a crime. We have to leave them, let them also have their own time. We can even suggest that, see, you can also work on something. You want to read some book or want to do something, that helps you calm down. Whatever you want to do, you can do. I also need this time. We can always say that and come aside. So when we say that, it is not that we are not attached to them. That is practicing detachment. We do love them, but we need to practice that detachment. So that is what I'm saying, that detachment should be there. Actually, inside everybody craves for that detachment because it is the human nature. Unless you wind down, you cannot recharge. You need that recharging. If we push ourselves thinking it is not correct to recharge, we need to step aside. If we think like that, eventually that will show in some other way. We will be drained out of energy, or we will be irritated. We simply, even when people are asking, we tend to show no patience, right? All these will happen because of that only. So it is important for everyone to take that time and work on ourselves. That is the best way to practice detachment. And that detachment does not mean simply sitting and idling away the time. We have to really use it towards some kind of sadhana. Even a quiet time also is fine. But any way that can recharge you in a positive way. In a positive way.
Yes.
So that way we can practice detachment. Even with the gunasangaha. See, gunasangaha happens if we are taking away some time. Automatically we are taking away from simply sitting and chatting, or watching some TV or whatever it is. All these. So that time that you take away should be spent in such a way that your indriyas, you are not giving in to your indriyas. So that time should be utilized like that, in a way that we are not entertaining our indriyas. We are doing the sadhana to train our indriyas to be quiet, and train our manas also to not pull us in all the directions, to simply focus on doing nothing. Simply focus on doing nothing, or focus on Paramatma. So I need to work on seeing Paramatma in everything. That is something I'm not able to do. So let me think. So for that mananam is needed. So so I can practice doing that. I can simply look at a tree, and earlier it was only a tree. Okay, every year it will give some fruits. That's all. Other days I don't even look at it, for example. So now I am becoming more aware. Okay, this is a tree. How is it surviving? What am I giving it? Is that nutrition enough? What does a tree need? And all this. So how can I take care of it? Until now, I did not really take care of it. It is somehow surviving. But now what can I do within my scope to help it be more healthy? Of course, I will be the one who will be reaping that benefits anyways. The tree will not take anything. So, so then Paramatma is there. If so, looking at a tree, I can think, okay, Paramatma is there in this also, like that. So that kind of abhyasam also we can do while we are taking that time out. If we don't know what to do, we can practice such things. Whatever are given in these Bhagavad Gita shlokas, there are so many things that are given, right?
Yes.
For us to do abhyasam, many things we don't know how to practice. So we can pick something that interests us and try to put it into practice. Like for some people, it can be negative thoughts. So how not to think negatively, how to look positively. Or sometimes we get frustrated easily. How not to get frustrated, how to handle a difficult person. That is even more important. Without showing our frustration and thinking of why are we in association with a person who is very hard to deal with. Why are we in that? So then we should remember it is because of our own karmas. We ended up with this person who is very difficult. Right. So I need to work on this aspect of me. So that is also something that I learned recently, that we choose the birth that we finally end up in, like whose womb to enter. So earlier what we thought, at least what I thought is, I never thought of it that way actually. I never knew that. So what I came to know is the soul, if it has to have another birth, it will look for a womb which is more suitable for him, for itself. So how does it decide which is more suitable? Say, for example, I am there. I am having trouble dealing with people who insult me. Say, for example. Other aspects are okay. And I want to really work on it. If somebody says something, some insulting, I feel very, very bad. I feel, I say, for example, that will really put me in depression. But then I realize, see, why should I get depressed when somebody says it is their problem? To say such things to another person, it is their problem. Why should I feel bad? So I should not feel bad. I should do this abhyasa to not feel bad. Say, for example, I've struggled all my life to do that abhyasa. Sometimes it is working, sometimes it is not working. So by the time my soul is leaving the body, that is on my mind. I need to work on this. I need to work on this. So then when I come out of this body, and if I have to take another birth, I will be looking for a garbha where if I enter into that family, I will be challenged with such a situation, which will give me an environment to work to do this abhyasa. So there I will have, in that family, I will have somebody very difficult person who will always be giving insulting remarks. So then because my mind is already set, I have to do abhyasa, I have to do abhyasa. So I will, that is another opportunity for me to do abhyasa. So whenever that person says something meanful, that will hurt you, I will take that opportunity. Okay, so this time it hurt me. Next time I should make sure I should not get hurt. It is that person's problem, not my problem. Of course, when they are saying something, first I have to check if that is true. If it is not true, say for example, if it is not true, so then why should I feel bad about it? That abhyasa I have to do. When will I do it? Only when the situation comes. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know. If such a situation never comes, I won't know that I will feel depressed when somebody insults me. If nobody insults me, I won't know that.
Yes.
So only when it happens once, I will realize, oh, so I thought I can never go into depression, but this particular case can make me go into depression. So this is something I want to work on, because that is how you make progress. We understand what our shortcomings are, where we are falling short. The good points are already there. what are the negative things, or what are the things that we need to work on, the shortcomings, those we have to identify. Because what did our Puranas or the Bhagavad Gita is telling? Ultimately, complete control should be there. Complete detachment with the Indriyas should be there. Only then we will be able to attain moksha. So if our final goal is to attain moksha, we have to identify our own shortcomings. And then one by one, we have to do sadhana to overcome it. So if our mind is constantly working on it, in our next life, we will choose a garbha where we will get an opportunity to work on such things, so that we can again make progress into the next life. So whenever we are having a difficult person, so we have to think to ourselves, oh, okay, so my Jivatma from the previous birth was planning on working on this, doing sadhana on this. That is the reason why I'm facing this situation right now. So let me work on it. This is why I am put in this situation. So let me work on it. So that is how. And there is another thing that I came across many times. So, like people who are planning to become parents, even they also have to invite. Now that we know that the souls themselves will choose the garbha, we have to do some garbha samskara, so that only the depending on how we do the garbha samskara, that kind of souls will be attracted into our garbham.
Oh.
So if, say, for example, a woman who is planning to have a child. So from way ahead, like there is no limit. You can start very early, but at least 1 year before you are planning to have a child, you can start practicing. Eating, even the body also should be in a fit condition to support the pregnancy and the childbirth and all. So that nutritious food, eating nutritious food, and making sure your body is in, sattvika state. And then even mind, it's not just the body is important because it needs to support it physically. And then the mind also we have to keep it stable. So many times we think to keep the mind stable, only that mental strength, and mental strength comes from again food only. Actually, from the physical attribute only it will come. So when you are eating Satvika ahara, when the body is light, mind automatically will be strong. You can focus more. See, when you have a nice free stomach, you will be able to focus on what you want to do. If you eat very oily food and your stomach is upset, can you focus? The mind will be totally disrupted. It cannot focus on anything. So it is very important to take care of the body first if we want to have a stable and focused mind. So that is why even for meditation, they say that don't do it with an empty stomach. You eat comfortably, but not to the point where you fall asleep, because mind needs to be alert. To do meditation, mind needs to be alert. It should not starve. It should not be overeaten. So you have to eat the right amount so that the mind is alert enough so that we can focus on things. So such kind of things also these days they are offering, workshops. They are conducting workshops on training young couples on how to do this Garbha Samskara, so that they can invite, similar, like whatever you want, that kind of Jivatma you can welcome into your womb. So that is also there, that even to get that awareness, you should have some kind of Sukritam, right?
Yes.
Because not all people will come across this knowledge. They won't even know that, oh, we have to do, Garbha Samskara, then we will get. So there are so many aspects involved here. So that is one thing. And when will all this happen? This Guna Sangaha. So that deep attachment should not be there. That deep attachment with anything should not be there. But we should do our duties. We should take time to work on our own spirituality, on our own Jivatma, so that when we are leaving the body, the Jivatma will know exactly what to do next. So that is the reason why they say that Narayana Japam is very, very important. So in the last and final stages, we don't know how we are going to leave the body. Will we be sick? Will the body be in a position where my mind is not functioning? I don't know what is going on around me. I don't know how I will leave the body, right? So we have to train our mind from the very beginning, no matter what, that Narayana Japam. Narayana Japam is not simply saying the word without focusing on the concept behind it. So here Narayana is none other than the Paramatma. And when we say Paramatma, we have to think about that moksha and the sadhana. And why are we doing this japa? So when we are leaving, we have to leave with a very peace state of mind, so that the body can leave very peacefully. And when it leaves peacefully, it will understand what to do next. So that sadhana all will be there. If we are, because that leaving of the body, many people are so afraid. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen next? Ammo, I'm going to die. I don't know what is going to happen. They fear death very much. They fear death very much. So if we start practicing, okay, nothing is going to happen. The soul will leave the body. And once it leaves the body, it has to do a short journey depending on how it spent its previous life. And to have that strength there, the abhyasa that we do now will help that Jivatma transition peacefully into the next life. Otherwise, if it is scared, doesn't know how to do, until it ends up wherever it needs to ends up, we don't know. Even I don't know. I haven't experienced it. But from what it has been said and how it has been portrayed, it can be really worried. That worry will only, it will not help us. It will not help that transition to happen peacefully, right? So when
Yes.
you are, even while the Jivatma is within our body, people who are afraid, they tend to make incorrect decisions. People who are not afraid and who are able to stay calm, even in difficult situation, they will make a wise choice. Ultimately, we have to come out of that difficulty. So now two people are there. Both of them are faced with the same difficulty. Say, for example, they are going in a forest and a tiger came. They saw a tiger. One person is so scared, he's running here and there and attracted the tiger. The other person stayed calm and found a nice hiding spot. So there itself we know, if we are calm, it will work towards our own benefit. And if we panic and if we are afraid, then it will not help us. It will not help us. It can put us in much more danger. So similarly here also, by doing that abhyasa, we are helping ourselves in that transition into the next life. So that if we keep in our mind, it will become a lot easy. So we have to keep reminding ourselves to do that sadhana. And that sadhana can happen only with detachment. If that detachment is not practiced, sadhana cannot happen. So at every step because if we are taken up emotionally, we cannot do the abhyasa. That emotional turmoil will be there in the mind constantly. So though we go and sit in a room and close the doors, if we are not able to control the mind, that emotional aspect of the mind, even if we are sitting there, it won't help. If we practice that detachment, even if we are in the midst of everything, we can stay calm and think and do our own abhyasa also sometimes, even if we are forced to, say, for example, we need to do some journey. So during that journey also, we can do our own abhyasa. So we need not really sit in a room. It will help initially, but once we do enough abhyasa, we will be able to do that anywhere. that only that detachment will help us. That is what I'm trying to say. So even when we are sitting in a room full of people, people will be talking. If that is not something that interests us, we can simply sit there and do our own abhyasa in our mind. So that kind of detachment is what I'm saying. So even though we are surrounded by our family, we are doing our responsibilities as needed with love. Still, that detachment needs to be practiced for our own journey. That we should not forget. Otherwise, what happens? Asya gunasangaha karanam bhavati. And what is it karanam for? Sat asat yoni janmasu. Again, it will become the reason for another birth. Okay. Next shloka.
Thank you.
Alivelu Bagini.
उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः परः उपद्रष्टा उपद्रष्टृ ऋकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति अनुमन्ता अनुमन्ता अपि ऋकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं च अव्ययं भर्ता ऋकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं भोक्ता भोक्तृ ऋकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं महेश्वरः अकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं परमात्मा परमात्मन् नकारान्त प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं इति अव्ययं च अव्ययम् अपि अव्ययम् उक्तः उक्तः ताप्रक्षयं वच् धातोः देहेऽस्मिन् देहः अस्मिन् सप्तमी एकवचनं देहेऽस्मिन् पुरुषः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं परः प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचनं पदार्थः उपद्रष्टा समीपे स्थित्वा समीक्षिता अनुमन्ता च अनुमोदकः भर्ता धारकः भोक्ता अनुभविता महेश्वरः महाप्रभुः अस्मिन् एतस्मिन् परमात्मा इति च अपि परब्रह्म इति अपि परः उत्तमः पुरुषः अक्षरः उपद्रष्टा अनुमन्ता भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः च परमात्मा इति च अपि उक्तः अस्मिन् देहे परः पुरुषः तात्पर्यम् शरीरे स्थितः यः समीपे स्थित्वा सर्वं पश्यन्निव अस्ति यः सन्निधि मात्रेण अनुग्राहक इव वर्तते यः शरीरादिकं धारयन् इव भासते यः सुखदुःखादीन् अनुभवति यः स्वतन्त्रत्वात् महान् ईश्वरः सः परमात्मा इति शब्देन श्रुतौ प्रतिपादितः सः प्रकृतिभिन्नोऽपि प्रकृतिपरिणामे शरीरे वसन् पुरुषः इत्युच्यते माध्वमतम् उत्तमनीचशरीरसम्बन्धे सत्त्वादिगुणसम्बन्धः निमित्तकारणं किन्तु परमात्मा स्वतन्त्रकारणं स एव साक्षी स्वामी कर्मफलयोक्ता भगवान् इत्युच्यते रामानुजीयमतम् महेश्वरः परमात्मा अयं पुरुषः जीवात्मा एतद्देहमात्रमहेश्वरः देहमात्रपरमात्मा च भवति.
So here again they say no sakshi. So there is a sakshi. So the Paramatma within ourselves, within the body, Paramatma is supposed to be the sakshi. So he will simply keep observing while the Jivatma is doing all the things that are needed to be done. One second.
Manasakshi.
Yeah. So basically, Upadrashta means that Sakshi. That Sakshi will not be involved in anything that is happening.
He's just
so
observing.
While the duties are being, that is what I'm saying. That is exactly what I was saying in the previous discussion. While we are, the duties are being done, that Sakshi will be there. Just observing. There is no attachment there. and they are not engaged in the activities. They are performing. They are performing their duties, but they are not engaged emotionally in those activities. So that is how we need to look at this shloka. So the Sakshi, who is the, what are the other upamana?
Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha.
So Upadrashta is the Sakshi. Anumanta means Anumati, means he who allows, means he who makes it happen. And Bharta. Bharta is the one who supports. And then Bhokta. Bhokta is the one who indulges. Indulges in the Prakriti. And then Maheshwaraha means the Paramatma. Again, Maheshwaraha and Paramatma. Here in two ways it is given. So here Maheshwaraha is should be taken as the supporter. Whereas the Paramatma is the Paramatma, the supreme Paramatma. Uktaha, they are also called the Paramatma iti. So that Maheshwaraha is called the Paramatma. Paramatma uktaha dehe asmin dehe purushaha paraha. So that purushaha is called Paramatma, right? The great, the Maheshwaraha and the Paramatma are called Purushaha. Or the Purushaha is called Paraha. Purushaha is called Paraha. Paraha means Paramatma. Who is this Purushaha?
Shreshtaha. Paraha, Shreshtaha.
Here say that again, Bhagini.
Paraha means Shreshtaha.
Yes, correct. Paraha is Sreshtaha. Sreshtaha, Purushaha.
Yes.
So this Maheshwaraha and the Paramatma are none other than the Paraha Purushaha. Is that how we can say? That's all. So here this Paraha Purushaha, this Sreshta Purushaha is considered as, and that is, when is this Sreshta Purushaha called Paramatma? When he is Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bhokta, Bharta, Maheshwara. Then he is called. And that particular Maheshwaraha in the body is considered as Paramatma. So here if we are referring to Purushaha as Jivatma, then that Jivatma, Paraha Jivatma, means the supreme or Shreshtaha Purushaha. Paraha Purushaha means Shreshtaha Purushaha, means the Shreshtaha Jivatma. So when is a Jivatma Shreshtaha? When it is Upadrashta, Bharta, Bhokta, Anumanta, Maheshwaraha. It is called all these when it is Shreshtaha. And when it is in the body and when it has all these qualities. So a Jivatma can become Paramatma when it has all these qualities. So while performing the duties, it should be Kevalam Upadrashta. Just a Sakshi. Just a Sakshi in the sense without any attachment. You are just observing. Okay, this person needs this. I have to do this. Do to the best of my capability. Nothing else. Nothing is involved there. Like Arjuna. What did Arjuna do? He performed his duty of killing the enemy. Even if that enemy is his own uncles, his own brothers, still he did it as a Sakshi. Right? So he looked at the enemy. Okay, this is enemy. This person has to be killed for this reason. That's all. He performed his duty. There is no kind of any kind of attachment. There is no anger. There is no emotion involved, because the minute the emotion is involved, you cannot perform your duty correctly. There will be some kind of mistake. Like when a child cries for a chocolate, if the mother gets emotionally disturbed, she will give the chocolate. Only if she is stable in her mind that it is not good for him, I should not give. There will be some kind of arrangement made. Right? Like that. So the Jivatma means the Purushaha, when it is in the body, is called Sakshi, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta. Here, Bhokta does not mean only enjoying, experiencing also. Here in this case, we have to take it as experiencing. Because as a Jivatma, you have to experience the pain, the sound, the touch. You have to experience. Just because you are experiencing, it does not mean you are indulging. There is a slight difference between the two. Indulging is where we are giving in to the Indriya. That is one thing. So a weak person who still is not complete control of the mind, who does not have the complete control of the mind, will give in to the Indriya. So the Indriya will ask him, I want to eat sweet. Please eat some sweet. That is indulging in the Indriyas. Means the Indriyas have a higher hand. But experiencing is different. So you have to eat something which happens to taste sweet, which is very sweet. So here the Jivatma does not have any emotion towards that. It is a sweet item, he ate it because he needs to eat it. That's all. He will identify that this particular taste is sweet, but he is not giving in. So there is a slight difference between experiencing and indulging, and the same word is used in both cases. In the previous shloka, bhokta means there we are referring to it as enjoying. Because a person who indulges only will again be reborn. Still that attachment is there. Only when that attachment is there, only when he is indulging, that attachment forms and he is again coming back to again because of the attachment. Whereas a person who is Paraha Purushaha, if he is only a spectator, if he is only a Upadrashta, only a Anumanta, only a Bharta, only a Bhokta. Here Bhokta means Kevalam experiencing. Because he is in the body, he has to experience. He will experience. We cannot remove that experiences away. But he is not indulging. Such kind of a Jivatma will become Paramapurusha, Paraha Purusha. That kind of Jivatma will become Paramatma. Right? So that slight difference will be there. So that is where that detachment comes into picture and how it helps one become Paramatma. Theirs is universal love. So how you treat a stranger, you treat your own family also like that. It doesn't mean with a stranger, how we should say is, you have to treat the stranger like how you treat your own family. So the same kind of thing should be there. Like when our child is hungry, how we feel, somebody else's child is hungry, the same kind of emotion, the same kind of reaction, or what to do about it. Of course, we cannot go looking for that because we are so limited in our resources within our scope. Because that also very clearly we have been told, Yatha Shakti. Paramatma never told us to go beyond our capabilities. Within our capabilities, we should not do less. How much ever our capability supports, that much we have to do. Within our scope, within our Shakti, how much ever we can do, we have to do. But that doing should be equal. With everybody, it has to be equal. There is no, there should not be any partiality shown. Because of that only, Dhritarashtra lost all his sons. Because of that partiality, because of that emotional connection that he had. The minute we are emotionally taken, our mind loses its focus. And we will not be able to take the right decisions. So that emotional attachment will always pull us into the wrong direction. Only when we keep our mind free of emotions, we will be able to think what is right and what is wrong. When we have more than one child, at some point or the other, that will always be there, right? That emotional balance should be there. Otherwise, we will not be able to make individual decisions. Like what is good for one child may not be good for the other. Unless we are having that balanced state of mind, we will not be able to make such decisions. It is just because both of those are our children only, we will not treat them exactly the same, right? When we have two children, we don't give them exactly the same things. We give them what they need food wise. Say for example, one person has allergy to certain kind of foods. So just because both of them are ours, we have to treat them equally. We give them the same food irrespective of their needs. We have to act according to their needs, according to the situation. And how will that come? Only with mental maturity, that thinking. There we should not take away by this emotional thing. Just because the child likes it, though we know it is allergic to him, will we give it to him? We won't give it to him. There, that emotion should not take over. We should have that detachment. That is what is I am calling detachment. So that we have to do what is to be done in the right way, without any kind of emotional attachment. So such kind of Jivatma will become Paramatma. Okay. Anantaram. So here Uktaha will be the Kriya Padam. Purushaha Uktaha. Purushaha Kaha Uktaha. What is he said to be? Purushaha Paramatma iti Uktaha. So here, since Uktaha is Karmani Prayoga, Purushaha is Karma Padam. Though it is in Prathama Vibhakti, it is Karma Padam. And Paramatma will become Karma Samana Adhikaranam. Purushudu Paramatma Anabadataadu. Is said to be Paramatma. The Purushaha is said to be Paramatma. What kind of Paramatma? Maheshwaraha.
Maheshwaraha Paramatma.
Or we can say actually these can become the Visheshanas to Purushaha itself. What kind of Purushaha is said to be Paramatma? A Purushaha who is Upadrashta, a Purushaha who is Anumanta, a Purushaha who is Bharta, Purushaha who is Bhokta. Such kind of Purushaha is said to be Paramatma. Okay?
All these are Visheshanas.
Okay. Anantaram Surya Bhagini.
Namaste Mahabhai. Yayevam vetti purusham prakritim cha gunaihi saha sarvadha vartamanopi na sabhuyo vijayate. Yaha प्रथम पुरुष एकवचनम एवं अव्ययम वेत्ति रट्लकारम प्रथम पुरुष एकवचनम विद्ध धातु पुरुषम द्वितीय एकवचन
ప్రకృతం ఇది కూడా వికారాంత స్త్రీలింగం ద్వితీయ ఏకవచనం చ అవ్యయం గుణైః తృతీయ బహువచనం సహ అవ్యయం సర్వదా అవ్యయం వర్తమానః ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం అపి అవ్యయం నా కూడా అవ్యయం నా అవ్యయం సహ ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం భూయః ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం అభిజాయతే అభి ఉపసర్గ జాయతే జాయతే లట్లకారం ప్రథమ ఏకవచనం ఆత్మనేపది.
So here bhuyaha, since it is taken as kriyapadam, kriya visheshana, we can mark it as avyayam. Bhuyaha, avyayam is there, and prathama ekavachana both are there. When it is kriya visheshana, we can take it as avyayam rather than prathama. Okay.
Okay. పదార్థః గుణైః సహ గుణైః సాకం పురుషం జీవం ప్రకృతిం చ ప్రధానం అపి వేత్తి జానాతి సర్వథా సర్వప్రకారేణ వర్తమానః అపి విద్యమానః అపి భూయః పునః న అభిజాయతే న ఉత్పద్యతే అన్వయః య ఏవం గుణైః సహ పురుషం ప్రకృతిం చ వేత్తి సహ సర్వథా వర్తమానః అపి భూయః న అభిజాయతే. తాత్పర్యం యః పురుషः పూర్వోక్త ప్రకారేణ క్రమేణ గుణాన్ జీవం ప్రకృతిం చ జానాతి సహ దేహే సంప్రతి విద్యమానోపి పునః జన్మ న ప్రాప్నోతి. మాధ్వమతం తదేవం జీవ పరమాత్మ భేదం ప్రకృతి భేదం చ యో వేత్తి సహ ప్రమాదాత్ అధర్మ మార్గస్థోపి పునః సంసారే న జాయతే.
So here again tatparyam yaha purushaha purvokta prakarena kramena gunan jivam prakritim cha janati saha dehe samprati vidyamanaha api punah janmana prapnoti. So he who understands, like how it has been told earlier in the previous shloka, what has been told in the previous shloka, that jivatma who is only upadrashta, anumanta, bharta, bhokta, maheshwaraha will become paramatma. He who understands that about the gunas, about the jivam, about the prakriti, he who can understand all these aspects, that kind of jivatma dehe samprati vidyamanaha api punah janmana prapnoti. Though right now it is there in the deha, once it leaves the deham, punah janmana prapnoti. It will not come, or it will not have another birth. It will not have another birth. That jivatma which will understand this, inka paramatmalo aikyam అయిపోతారు. That is only
అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తూ అన్నింటికీ నిర్లిప్తంగా ఉండేవాడు.
Correct. He who is detached, complete detachment at all points. 5 minutes detachment, no, that is not enough. Sometimes we think for one full week we will be very detached. So then I will think, oh, I have already achieved that detachment completely. Then something will happen and it will push me down. Then I will realize, okay, so I still did not completely achieve detachment. There are still some aspects where I have to work on. That is what I was telling you. Unless we get into that situation, we won't know how we react to it. We think nobody can hurt me. I know how to not be hurt, how to not get depressed, how to not get angry, how to not get disappointed, how to not feel pride. Oh, I know. That is how we think. And one day or 2 days we are able to do that. Then what will we think? Oh, I have already achieved that nirliptata. But then something will happen, and then our emotions will come kicking in, and then we will realize, Arey, whatever sadhana I have done, it is still not enough. There is still much more to do. Whatever I have done is only as much as a mustard seed. Still, there is so much more to do. Then we will realize that. But that is why earlier in the previous adhyayas also it has been told this sadhana is not easy. It will not happen overnight. Again and again and again that sadhana needs to be done. We cannot, that is why to make us mentally, because otherwise that disappointment will come immediately. We will think I thought I have already mastered. Why am I still not able to overcome all these emotions? Then that if that depression and disappointment comes, there is a chance that that person might even give up. Oh, that is never possible. Just forget about it. Let me simply, live like this. That kind of phase also might be there. So that is why ahead of time, it has been told that this sadhana is not easy. Controlling the mind is not easy. The mind, the tattvam of the mind itself is to run away here and there. So pulling it and keeping it in hold is not an easy thing. That is why there are so many shlokas which describe how to support your mind physically, what kind of food to eat to support your body, because that body needs that strength. Only when it has that strength, you will be able to do. When it is already weak, can you focus on your puja? Certain days we feel, no, but today it is so, I'm feeling so weak, I cannot focus on the puja. But we do. We drag ourselves and do something. We simply lit the deepam and agarbatti and this and that. But you will, you can sense it inside. Your focus is not there. You are not able to think of Paramatma. You are only able to, you are only like, let me somehow finish this off and go and sit. Such days will come, no, for all of us when we don't have any strength in the body. So first, developing the strength in the body, eating the right kind of food, doing the right kind of things, not overexerting ourselves on unnecessary things, because too much of chaos will disturb the mind and the body. So whatever you are doing, is it really necessary for our spiritual path? That question should come with everybody. Everybody is going in the moment. Like, they are going, meeting, socializing, and all this. But is it helping us or is it draining us? That is what we need to observe. That is what we need to observe.
అంటే ఒకటి అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు. ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు పరీక్షిత్ ఉన్నాడు కదా, పరీక్షిత్ ఒక్కసారి గర్భంలో ఉండగా భగవంతుడిని చూసి బయటకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత కూడా ఈయన మళ్ళీ కనిపిస్తాడా అని చెప్పేసి అబ్జర్వ్ చేశాడు ఇదని చెప్పేసి చెప్తారు కదా. అలాగా మనిషికి కొంత ప్రాక్టీస్ అవసరం చాలా వరకు. ప్రాక్టీస్ చెయ్యగా 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 ఒక్కసారైనా భగవంతుడి దర్శనం ఎప్పుడో అప్పుడు అవుతుంది. డెఫినెట్ గా ఒక్కసారి అంటూ ఆ దర్శనం అయిన తర్వాత అంటే ఇప్పుడు అంటే నేను చేస్తే నాకు ఇది వస్తుంది, ఏదో ఒక దర్శనం అనుకోండి, ఒక మనకి ఇక్కడ దీనికి సంబంధించింది కాకుండా ఒక అంటే ఒక ఎటర్నల్ వ్యూ అన్నమాట. ఒక బ్రైట్నెస్ కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే నక్షత్ర మండలంలోకి వెళ్ళొచ్చు, లేకపోతే భగవంతుడు కనిపించవచ్చు, ఏదైనా ఒక అటువంటిది కనిపించిన తర్వాత మనిషికి పూర్తిగా దీని మీద ఎంతో కొంత విరక్తి వస్తుంది అనమాట. అంటే మనకు కావాల్సింది అదే కానీ ఇది కాదు, మనం ఎంత చేసినా కానీ దానికి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలి అన్న థింకింగ్ అప్పుడు డెవలప్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఆ డెవలప్ అయ్యేంత వరకు ఓర్పుగా 10 సంవత్సరాలు 15 సంవత్సరాలు ఎంతైనా ఒకటే టైంకి ఒకటే చోట కూర్చుని జపం కానీ మెడిటేషన్ కానీ ఏదైనా చేసినప్పుడే అది సాధ్యపడుతుంది. ఆ దృష్టి అలవాటు అవ్వాలంటే కంప్లీట్ గా ఈ పూట నేను అన్నం తినకపోయినా పర్వాలేదు, ముందర ఈ పని అయితే చేసేయాలి. అంటే ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ లైఫ్ లో దీనికే ఇచ్చి మిగిలినవి ఇది చేస్తూ మిగిలినవన్నీ మన లైఫ్ లో తప్పవు కాబట్టి కొన్ని కొన్ని చేస్తూ ఉండాలి.
కాకపోతే కాకపోతే while you are doing that, ఇప్పుడు what you said is we have to place this as our first priority, which is fine.
First.
But at the same time, we should not force ourselves into that to the point where we find our daily duties as an obstacle. ఇప్పుడు మీరేమన్నారు,
అవి చెయ్యాలి, తప్పదు.
అన్నం ఆకలేసినా అది కాదు ఇంపార్టెంట్, మనం వెళ్ళి కూర్చోవాలి అని అన్నారు కదా. దట్ అగైన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో నాట్ కరెక్ట్. యూ షుడ్ నాట్ పుష్ వెన్ యువర్ బాడీ అండ్ మైండ్ ఆర్ నాట్ రెడీ.
అలా చేయమని కాదు నేను అంటోంది. అటువంటి ప్రయారిటీ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు దీనికి ఫస్ట్ ప్రిఫరెన్స్ అన్నమాట. అలా ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఆ నాలెడ్జ్ మనకు ఉన్నప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ అంటే ఈవేళ 10 o'clock నేను అక్కడ వెళ్ళి కూర్చోవాలి అని చెప్పేసి అనుకుంటే దానికి తగ్గట్టుగా మన పరిస్థితులన్నింటినీ మనం ఏర్పాటు చేసుకుని ఆ టైంకి అక్కడ వెళ్ళి టెన్షన్గా కూర్చుంటాం.
That is correct. Yes, we have to motivate, we have to practice some discipline. That should be there. That discipline is always needed. Without discipline, nothing can be attained.
అంటే అలాంటిది ఉన్నప్పుడు అక్కడ కూర్చొని చేయగలుగుతాం. అంటే ఇప్పుడు పరీక్షకు చదవాలంటే మనం ఎంతసేపు చదివినా కానీ దాని మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేసి అలా చదువుతూనే ఉంటాం కదా.
అవును.
అలాంటి
But sometimes what happens is some people simply sit in front of the books, but they are not able to focus.
మైండ్ ఉండదు దాని మీద.
So here, this also should not become like that. So people should not simply sit and think that they are meditating when their mind is wandering everywhere.
తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది, అది తప్పదు. అది
that also should come. We have to try to find why that mind is wandering, what is it wandering about, దాన్ని అడ్రస్ చేయాలి. Many times what happens is we try to ignore. That is the reason why it is still wandering. మనం దాన్ని కన్ఫ్రంట్ చేయాలి.
అది తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. తిరుగుతూ ఉంటే మనం ఏంటంటే ఓ స్టేజ్ లో మన మనసుకు కూడా అలా కూర్చోగా దాని గురించి ఆలోచించే ఇది ఉండదు అనమాట. అంటే ఓ స్టేజ్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది మైండ్. అలా వెళ్ళిపోయినప్పుడు
we have to analyze. Say for example, మళ్ళీ I refer to this sweet because it is easy for everybody to relate to some extent, and it won't hurt anybody's feelings. So say for example, we have a weakness to eat some sweet. But we are fighting with our mind not to eat it. Instead of simply ignoring, we have to sit and think, why is my mind repeatedly asking for that sweet, and I keep telling it no? Why is my body? So many times what happens is, sometimes it can be some deficiency in your body which is craving the sweet. So if you address that, the cravings will go away automatically. Many times my body is a very beautiful creation. It will not ask simply for some sweet. There is something wrong in the body that is making you crave for that. If you are providing that, automatically all the cravings will go. If you are eating more wholesome food, then automatically all the cravings will go. So we can address it like that, and we will overcome that problem. Then your body, mind will no longer ask you for that sweet. If it is pure craving, like nothing is wrong with the body, no deficiencies, but still, then it is mind problem. So then we have to reason with the mind. See, you are trying to eat that sweet. I am saying no for this reason. Okay, you eating that will make unnecessary complications in your body. Like this, we have to sit and reason with the mind. Eventually, it will understand, and like how you said, it will come into focus. Like that, anything, we have to sit and confront the reason. Appudu it will become easy to tackle it. Even with difficult people, instead of always making an argument, we have to sit and think what the problem is. And in a very calm manner, if we see every time when I'm doing this, you keep saying this. So let us discuss what is exactly, why are you, telling this? What is the reason? Do you have a preference? I have a preference. So, ఒకసారి if we sit and talk it out, sometimes it might resolve the problem. Like that, we have to handle the situation. In that way, we have to train the mind rather than avoiding it completely. Even that focus thing, like the mind unable to focus, we have to follow the mind. Where is it going? What is it thinking about? When I'm trying to focus on this, why is it thinking about that? So like that, if we try to follow the mind and reason with it, then it will become a lot easy to bring it back. We should follow the mind. Where is it going? Rather than that, what we do many times, we try not to look at the mind. We simply keep telling, come back, come back, come back. But we are not following the mind. అది అసలు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తోంది, దేని గురించి ఆలోచిస్తోంది, అది ఎందుకు అది ఆలోచిస్తోంది. If we follow that, then it will become easy to bring it back. Because we will know the reason.
అనవసరం అని చెప్పేసి మనం డిసైడ్ అవ్వాలి.
So that kind of addressing should happen. Then it will become easy to bring the mind back. Or sometimes if it is impossible, let it go for 5 minutes, you leave it. And then again bring it back. Okay, you had your time. So now it is time to focus. Sometimes that also will work.
10 నిమిషాలు అయితే మన మైండ్ డైవర్ట్ అయిపోతుంది.
So when it is in that peak of disturbance, we should not force it. We should just simply sit, let it cool down, and then again start our thing. That happens even with any work, right? Not only meditation, any work. When it is disturbed for whatever reason, just come out of that situation, take a fresh breath, and then again go back. It will be a lot easier to do the same. So like that, yeah, what you said is also true, but one step at a time. Many other factors are also involved. One formula does not fit into everybody's thing. So we should have patience. Patience is what is needed.
చాలా వరకు మనుషుల్ని బట్టి వాళ్ళ పరిస్థితులు ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళ డీప్ గా ఉంటాయి, ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళవేమో తేలిగ్గా ఉంటాయి. వాటన్నిటిని బట్టి ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది.
Yes. అందుకే even in the shlokas, what it is told, only when the person is ready, you tell about this. Don't talk about me to people who are not ready to listen. Ani even Paramatma has said that. That is the very reason.
దాని మీద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంటే తప్పించి మనం చెప్పకూడదు ఏదైనా.
Otherwise it will when the mind is not ready, it will not understand completely. It is like teaching trigonometry to a kindergarten student. They won't understand it. Okay. So we shall stop here today.
Bhagini. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. धन्यवाद भगिनी. सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः. नमस्कारः भगिनी. सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः.
धन्यवादः सर्वेभ्यः.
Thank you so much.